So, before we get started today, first thing I wanted to do is say thank you very much to the person that sent me this mat. I now have a new mat for my desk. I unfortunately forget the person's name, and the little piece of paper that came with it is long gone in the mess that is this store. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I got it and say thank you. I managed to relocate it since it arrived and then it ran away. So, what are we doing today? So the first piece, so there's a couple of pieces of news to attend to before we get started with the normal stream. So the first piece of, the other thing to attend to is to say thank you very much to the person that got me this thing on the desk as well. This is a little ThinkPad keyboard thingy. Every now and then this middle button stops working, but right now it is working. And it's converting to an e-bike. I like Bafang, but the one thing I would say is do not use the stock controller. The stock controller is a big pile of absolute gutter trash. Don't use the stock controller. Let me put my phone on silent as well. Yeah, don't use the stock controller. It's really bad. Really, really bad. You'll kill the little spinning pinion thing over and over and over again. It's no good. Also, can't you learn how to fly or something?
This person didn't put any packaging.
Make sure in the notes it says that they're an idiot that didn't put any packaging so that they can't complain. Yeah. All right. I need you to learn how to fly, I'm afraid.
You know, when I was little, I jumped off of everything thinking I could fly.
Yeah, I did the same thing and it was painful.
I
learned my lesson. Mine still doesn't work. Anyway. Fly?
Can I go?
Yes, but people will see you.
Do you want me to turtle?
It's you. Are you a criminal? Okay, then you're good. So, okay, the news. So a few pieces of news here. The first piece of news is that I have a permit here, not a permit, an application for a permit so that I can do a live stream outside of the Apple Store. I'd like to do a live stream outside of the Apple Store where we go over customer devices and see what they told the customer versus what's actually going on with the device. We'll open them. I'll have my microscope camera there. I'll have this camera there. We'll have hi there. We may even have a Booth Babe wear a sign, something that says, oh, by the way, who got this? What is that? Lisa. Right, please help. Yeah. So we are going to be, so with the idea is that I want to have somebody wearing a sign, something that says something like, told your data was gone, get a second opinion. Or, quoted $800 or quoted $1,000, second opinion with an arrow. And I was thinking of having a Booth Babe or brand ambassador there that wears the sign, somebody that, may look in a manner where people may be inclined to read what's on the sign, even if they're not exactly interested, so that they walk over. And this is starting. This is beginning. So this here is my application. I don't have a permit yet, but I am working on it. I just wanted to let you all know that. And we also have you need a permit for a generator, but I don't need a generator. I'm looking at an inverter. So I'd like to actually power the entire station off of my bike battery. So my bike battery can put out 2,000 to 3,000 watts of power, sometimes more than that peak. My bike can put out 2,000 to 3,000 watts, so I'm going to get myself a 48 volt to 120 volt inverter that I put under the camera box so that I can power my laptop. The camcorder and laptop obviously run off battery, but this is going to be an 8-hour long stream, so it's going to take a while. I'm sorry I missed the donation there, but I was talking, so unfortunately I don't quite have access to all of it. See, did my stream die, by the way? Huh. Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. There we go. Duh. Yeah, so I'll be able to power my Quick, my soldering station, and my power supply, and also the microscope camera. So we're going to bring all of that there so that we can film, and I should be able to power it off of my bike battery. I actually have 2 of those bike batteries, so if one of them dies, I'll have a backup, and when one of them dies, I'm going to have somebody trek it over to the store to charge it, and then bring it back. So this is going to be fun, but this is going down, and I am incredibly excited. I need to get myself a good inverter, figure out how to get this approved, find myself a little station or something I can sit on, and find myself a Booth Babe all within the next week. Now, that being said, with that announcement done, we are going to move on to the board that we're going to work on today. So here we have a dead MacBook. So, see this? Dead MacBook. So let's get started, open it up, and see what's going on with this MacBook and see if we can make it work again. Man, I don't know if you all are excited, but I'm excited. person was asking if you have any boxes left. Ah, yes. We do have... actually, no. I think we're out. We probably have 1 or 2 left, so if you want one, you're going to have to come get it quick. But I do not doubt that people are going to send boxes. And... let's open this little MacBook up and see what's going on with it. I don't know what this trench is that someone keeps referring to a trench, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Old title? Title needs to be changed. Yeah, not much I can do. It already started. Oh well, too late. I was in the wrong channel. Let's see. Restream is being stupid and not... yeah, Restream is being really dumb and not changing the title of things. Which Bafang motor do you have? I have BBS HD. Yeah, Restream, we used to change the title of the streams, and now it's only changing it on the other channel, not this one. And I don't really know why, and I definitely don't have time to troubleshoot it, because life is way too busy at the moment. Okay, let's open this up. OMG?
Is this an SSD?
That is an SSD. You look happy.
I identified a component
You did. High five.
without Googling it.
Good job.
Why did he send it outside of the computer?
Oh, I got a $20 from Squirtle. Wow.
This guy.
I'm 2 blocks away. Any signed boxes left? Ah, yes, you are. Okay, I'm sorry it took me so long to read this. I'm being an idiot today. Yes, I have some signed boxes left. Trench, come on by. Trench, if you come on by, I will get you a box. If you are 2 blocks away, I will get you a box. Come on by. And I think that's him right now. Hannah, can you get me a box for this man that's walking in? Apple box. Yeah. Give me a box, Hannah. Oh, no, we're not lying to him. We're telling that to everybody else. We have a box, Kevin. We have 1 box left. We have like literally 1.
I thought we ran out on Monday.
It's... hey, hi, box. Give me a box. Kevin.
Signed by Kevin.
Damn.
Almost was. Oh, careful, that one's smudgy.
Oh, Apple. Huh.
You're really getting Kevin to sign it? Okay. So sorry.
Thank you. Enjoy. All right, so we open this thing up.
Good luck with the Apple thing.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
All right, we just got Trench a signed box. Look at that.
No more.
Somebody that was 2 blocks away. Yeah. Digging through the basement to find more of them will be painful. Too late. It's gone. A 1,000 watt inverter would run air and iron. What I'm actually... well, that's a good question. So I'll show you the thing I'm actually looking at, if I can. So I was looking at this thing over here. Like something like this. Yeah, so check this out. Like this. Yeah, 48 volts DC to 120 volts AC, 2 outlets. I'll have my own little thing plugged into it. It says 3,000 watts continuous, 6,000 watt peak. This looks like a it's Amazon Prime. It's a well-known brand, Wizralb. Yeah, you know, one of those brands that you really know you can trust. So that's always good. You always want a household name making the things that make your power, like Wizralb. Yeah. It's the brand that Alphabet uses. All right. And we will also need to acquire a folding table, a stream assistant we have. We're going to have Paul make a sign. And then we'll need to find a booth babe. I could be the booth babe, but then people are going to wind up running into the Apple Store rather than away from it. You want something that is pure sine wave since you have electric controls. Yeah, this says pure sine wave inverter, but again, it's Amazon, so I don't know if you can believe that. I would say get Jessa. I can't afford Jessa as a booth babe. Then again, I probably can't afford... What kind of streaming system? Well, I'm going to have my Sony NEX EA50 camera. I'm going to have a DPA, my DPA wireless microphone. I actually got another one because this one has been screwing up recently, so check this out. So for those of you who notice that there's been a lot of noise and junk in this microphone, even with a different transmitter, I got myself another DPA 4065 here. So this is my spare DPA 4065. I just haven't had time to change the connector on it to quarter inch. Right now it still has that micro dot thing. Not a quarter inch. I need an 1/8 inch plug on it. So this is micro dot over here. So I haven't had time to solder on the 1/8 inch because I haven't had time for virtually anything recently. But we're going to do that, and that's going to be... So I'm going to have those mics. I'll have a handheld Sennheiser E865 wireless one for customers that want to be on the stream. And take Erica as booth babe. Perhaps, perhaps. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So I just need to turn on my power supply software. Uh-oh. Start. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay, power supply software is just shit that shit itself. Okay, let's see if that's plugged in. Did I plug this back in since I redid the desk? Which wire are you? Hi, hi. Damn. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, there's this wire. So this wire go... Alright, so you are actually plugged in already. Do you not show up as a comm device? I really want to exit yes. Ah, here we go. This is working. Any news on what the 2018 MacBook logic board problem was that affected a small number of users was? Nope, I never found out. I would love to know, but it never was released, unfortunately. I never got real info. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this MacBook. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into a power supply that I have here. So I'm not using a standard MagSafe. This is a Circuit Specialist CSI 3005. There should be a link in the description below. You could buy it on their website. And I'm going to power that on. And first thing I want to do is I want to see how much power the board is taking itself. And that's why I try to plug it into a power supply rather than something else. Now, as you can see here, it's taking 200 milliamps. And 200 milliamps actually does tell me something. So typically, if it's taking 20 to 30 milliamps, I'm missing PM Sleep S4L. It's not going to an S4 and S3 state. If it's taking 500 milliamps, it's turning on. Now, the reason that I'm interested in the amount of power that the board is drawing, the amount of amperage it's drawing, is because different amperage draws mean different things. So, thanks for the box. And I meant Apple Stream thing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, what the hell is this thing doing? Iris? Oh, anyway, so different numbers mean different things. And so what this does is the moment I plug it in, before I've done anything, I can get an idea of what is wrong with the board in my head. So every time I solve a board, let's say it takes me 20 or 30 or 50 minutes to fix a board, once I know what the problem was, once I locate it, then I tie that in my head in a little spreadsheet that exists in my mind to the problem that I tie the problem that there was to the amount of amperage it was drawing at the beginning. And it's like pattern detection. It doesn't mean that I know exactly what's wrong every time, but it gives me an idea where to look. So 200 milliamps is going to mean either A, PP-G3 hot is being created but shorted to ground, or B, ALSYS power good is missing. So let's see what's true in this case. Now this that we have over here is starting to become a relic. This is an 820-3437 board. This is getting old. This is a Haswell-based machine. I was 5 years into my business when Apple started using Haswell boards. That's how old I am. I'm really showing my age. I had been doing this already as a business for 5 years at the time that Haswell boards started getting used in Apple products. Back in my day. Anyway, so the first thing that I said is usually PP-G3 hot will be shorted to ground. That's what I've learned in older videos. So let's see what PP-G3 hot shows on this board. So PP-G3 hot can be found on F7140 right over here. So we're going to measure that on this meter that I've got here. 8.59 volts, not shorted to ground. The next thing we're going to do, wonder if it's going to be something by the ALSYS power goods circuit. So let's see what we got here. This is a really nice lens that I got here. I finally upgraded myself a few months ago to a lens that can do up to 135 millimeter. It's pretty cool. Have you read your Wikipedia page? No, if I did, I'd probably get depressed, so I haven't. So I want you all to look at this and tell me if you can see or get an idea of what's wrong with it while I eat my food, because my food just arrived and I'm kind of hungry. So let's see if you can tell me what's wrong with it. Can you see it? The meter works, Paul. I got the COM ports wrong. And then I blamed your software because I'm an idiot that doesn't know how to use anything. This is a 3437, Paul. See this? The SPI ROM chip is rectangular rather than more square. This is normal SPI ROM rather than quad SPI. That's how you can tell it's a 3437 from the side. This is a peanut butter burger. Peanut butter. With a bunch of little peanuts inside of it. Hi.
Is it Zane something?
Nice job, Paul Daniels. Was the most of the A1932s I've gotten so far, Paul, have had T2 chips that go to 70 Celsius. So, but I'm glad that you were able to fix one.
We keep this.
Hmm?
We get to keep this.
What's that?
2011.
Hardwire it to use Intel only. That smile went away really quickly, didn't it? You should have seasonal in business, like back to school, everybody decides to get stuff fixed. End of November. The end of November is always crazy around finals time, beginning to end of November.
Hey, guess come to the front.
Thank you, JP. Previous video, you said your cameras could capture the activity of extra-dimensional entities. If you met one, would you treat them skeptically or welcome them to our world with open arms? They'd probably kill me the same way that you would kill a fly that buzzed by your ear. Okay. Wash my hands, get my new glove, and get back to work. Oh, I didn't have squelch on, did I? Yeah, I had squelch. Wait, no, squelch just sets in middle. There shouldn't have been any noise there. That should have been fine. Yeah, this stupid Sennheiser thing. Okay. So as can be seen here, our issue is going to be right here. Let's see what that is. By the way, I'm going to be getting those microscopes very soon. They're going to be up on the website for pre-order. Unfortunately, the shipping costs for 40 to 50 pounds of stuff I slightly underestimated, so I may not be able to make them cheaper than Amazon. It may wind up costing a little more, but I'm going to have some microscopes with this nice top piece. So see how this top piece is over here. See how there's, like, on the left of the image or on the right of the image, no matter where you go, there it's in focus for just about the entire thing. So if I get this in focus nice there, this chip is in focus to my left, this chip is in focus to my right, this is in focus on top. The focus doesn't change regardless of where I am, and you also don't have that thing where you see little rainbows shooting out of everything. I don't know if it's called vignetting or chromatic aberrations, whatever. I'm not a photographer, but I know that the microscopes that I was getting, the old ones that I had that did not use this, that didn't fit this, the new ones that don't have this tube look pretty bad by contrast to these. So I'm going to be selling some very shortly, so be on the lookout for a pre-order option for that, since I expect them to be arriving at the port very soon. Now, let's take a look here. So this, see what this resistor is for. That's not the right button. That's not the right button. That's the right button. Okay. JP asked the question if you see more business to do back to school going on. I answered that one, I believe. There's more business at the end of November. I never see an increase for back to school. But November is usually crazy when finals week occurs and people get stressed. Stress leads to alcohol. Alcohol leads to drinking. Drinking leads to drinks on MacBook. Drinks on MacBooks lead to, yep. So, okay, so this is going to be, damn, I need to get used to my buttons again. R8158. So what do you do? All right, so here we have a transistor that's going to be responsible for, hey, what do you know? All says power good. Well, imagine that. So let's check this out. So we have all says power good here. And it is going to be, if PP5ESO, PP3V3SO, and PP1V5SO are present, then this is not going to pull all says power good to ground. But if one of those is not present, because R8158 is broken, then all says power good will be pulled to ground. So let's take a look and see how this is going, and let's see if all says power good is actually present on our board, and then test our theory here. So I can measure all says power good right there, and that's exactly what I am going to do. Get my meter on. All says power good is 0.01 volts. No good. So I'm going to turn on my fume extractor, which everybody getting started should have one of these. Also, if you're working at a place where they're too cheap to pay for a fume extractor, you should just stop showing up to work. I know it's a bit of a strong opinion, but if your boss is making money off of your labor and they're asking you to work in an environment where you're inhaling solder fumes, that's something that I really frown upon. You know, when people say, it's one, by all means, you know, torture your staff. You know, you torture your staff as much as you torture yourself. But don't ask people to ruin their health on your account so that they can save a little bit of money. That's cruel. Right, so we are going to change this resistor over here. Now this soldering iron is cool because it has, this soldering tip is cool because it has a ball, it has this kind of, well, not a ball, it's hollowed out in there, so I can just put a bunch of solder there and just float that solder over the component and then kind of just take it off without having to use the hot air. Like so. Beautiful. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit more. It's going to get that in focus for you. Alright, so the top pad is there. The bottom pad may require some mild scraping to get that to show again. You don't want to scrape too hard, because if we scrape too hard, That's all coming off the board, as is the piece of copper it's attached to. But you don't want to scrape too little because I don't want to be soldering on top of corrosion. Alright. I would normally use my tweezers, but my hot tweezers sound like this. Piece of shit. I need tweezers! Help! No, I mean hot tweezer. I'm gonna have this ring until somebody brings me tweezers. Okay, I give up. I just use big soldering tip. Yeah, so when a HAKKO iron doesn't work, it plays what's called the HAKKO song. That was the HAKKO song. Now I'm going to use the quick. I'm going to take that resistor off of my little donor over here. How are you? Hannah! Help! Help! What can she do for you? Sure. What's your name? Alright. Hannah, Brenda's computer? No, I need that tweezer.
What?
I need this tweezer.
What is that?
That's a hot tweezer. But get her computer. Everybody loves the HAKKO song. God bless you. You're a kind person.
Is that right?
Yes. Thank you so much. But I finished already, so. Alright, now let's see if this works. So I am going to plug this in and measure and see if Alsa's power good is present where it was not present before. First thing we're going to do here, turn off that loud, nasty fume extractor. Make sure the multimeter shows up back on the screen. And plug this in. And as you can see, we're taking 700 milliamps, so I can imagine that Alsa's power good is present. And it's Alsa's power good over here, giving us a nice 3 volts. By the way, everybody. Actually, no, I'll do that later. I was going to show you the second applicant for Booth Babe for the Apple stream. As you can see,
What do you mean?
all right. This is the 3437, so like the 3435, before it, it's going to turn on, off, on, off, on, off, on. And as you can see right now, it's on because the fan is spinning. But there's one last piece that we missed over while taking a look at this motherboard. There's one thing that we are missing here. It's one little piece that may just need a little bit of adjustment. Good night. Let's not remove the resistors that are above it. Make sure they're still soldered there. But we've killed our JTAG connector. Alright. So that's it. Damn, the setup shit. So that's it for today. So we were missing Aus's power good due to a corroded resistor right by the transistor that will pull it to ground if all the power rails are not present. The way it tells if those power rails are present are by resistors between that power rail and the transistor, and if they're all not there, the transistor will send Aus's power good straight to ground, which is what it was doing, which is why we're stuck at 200 milliamps. And why what happened there is every single rail was turning on besides CPU vCore, because CPU vCore will not turn on until Aus's power good is present. Aus's power good not present, no CPU vCore. So that 500 milliamps that you see the machine taking is different from the 200 milliamps it's taking without Aus's power good, because that 300 milliamps is being used for the CPU. So when the thing is first starting up and booting up, let's see, if we do 18 volts, 30% of that. So the system is using around 6 watts for the CPU. Pretty efficient. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Wish me luck with my Apple permit. That's going to be fun.